The Marlins shocked the Yankees in one of the best games I've ever seen in my life.
You are Locked On Marlins, your daily podcast on the Miami Marlins. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Marlins. I'm your host, Jeremiah Geiger. I'm on top of the world. This is a live edition of Locked On Marlins. Thank you for making Locked On Marlins your first listen of the day. It's part of the Locked On Podcast Network, which is your team every day. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And this episode is brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. Go to 5hourenergy.com today and use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order, only valid through September 30th. Order transfusion-flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. The Marlins pulled off one of the biggest comebacks, one of the greatest games I've ever seen in my entire life against the New York Yankees the first day after the trade deadline. Let's just break it down. We're gonna walk through this entire game. The comments are open. Feel free to leave the comments on here. The Yankees were up 6-0. Carlos Rodon was pitching. He was throwing a gem. The umpire was screwing over the Marlins. And then things just started to get a little bit interesting. Down 6-0. Javier Sanoja with a 2-run home run to the opposite field. You don't see that. Sanoja doesn't hit for power. And now we're down by 4. And then you have Liam Hicks with a bases loaded single with 2 outs. Bases loaded, bloops a single into center field. That plates a couple of runs, 6-4. Beozo comes in the game and gives up 3 runs. He gave up a big homer, and it was 9-4. And it didn't feel like the Marlins were going to come back and win this at all. And then, as AJ says, Kyle Stowers existing. Kyle Stowers is a superstar. He is a superstar. This man made an incredible turnaround from a season ago, played himself into being an all-star, and then comes up clutch in the biggest of moments, brings the Marlins within a run. Grand slam. A grand slam, his second grand slam of the season. In the 7th inning, you remember the one he had against Mason Miller? There is so much to talk about in this game. And I got a surprise for you guys. In the next segment, LMF is coming on the show. We're going to continue talking about this game because I'm in shock. I'm in shock. Chris, this is the best game of the last 5 years. I got to agree with you. I'm almost speechless right now. I can't believe what I just watched. So I'm driving home. I was out of town last couple of days. I'm driving home and I say, you know what I'm going to do for the Friday episode? I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to do a live stream after the Yankees game. We're going to talk about Peter Bendix. We're going to talk about the wild card race and Jacob Marsee's debut. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined what just went on. Let's talk about Jacob Marsee for a second. Marsee's plate discipline was shocking. He drew some of the best walks I've ever seen. I don't know if that makes sense, but the plate discipline, the ability to not chase in big-time situations when your heart's racing, the nerves are going, and you want to swing the bat, he stayed true to who he was. That's Jacob Marsee for you. Ice in his veins. Ice in his veins, man. Had that double for his first hit. Cool, calm, and collected. Came in to score. I think back to the first at-bat he had of the game. If you remember way back in the 2nd or 3rd inning, he was against Rodon, and he drew a full count and laid off some really good pitches, really good fastballs on the outside part of the plate. Drew the walk on the full count. He drew 3 walks today. Incredible. Roberto, the Big Mo, the fighting fish. This team is fighting. I don't care what any of the media says. I don't care when I go on Twitter and I'm looking at the national baseball accounts on my phone talking about the Yankees and the Red Sox, because they do it. They'll tweet, "Oh, Volpe's grand slam" in all caps, but they won't say a word with Stowers. I do not care. This team believes. This team believes in what they have on the field right now. And I'm going to talk about this later on in the show. Peter Bendix showed faith in his team, showed faith in the players, and now they can make a run. They're 2 games under 500, guys. This team is 2 games under 500. The Giants sold. The Cardinals sold. In my opinion, it's a 3-team race between the Reds, the Marlins, and the Padres for that 3rd and final wild card spot. I don't care if it's delusional. I don't. I want that wild card. I want to keep winning. I've never wanted to win a game more than this one against the Yankees. Just the way the game was going. It was electric. And didn't it feel that at some point, even when the Yankees tied the game, that this game was going to result in a Marlins win? I know that's cliche to say. You always had it in the bag. You always knew it was going to happen. But going into the bottom of the 9th, I felt confident. Hey, Booney, let's go fish. Yeah, Locked On A's. Booney, the host of Locked On A's. That's my AL team right there. Glad they traded for Doval. Guys, the Yankees bullpen that was getting hyped up by the media over the deadline, all of them blew it. Everybody. Doval, Bednar, Jake Bird. This Marlins team is doubted. Who panicked when we were trailing 6-0, Skyler? Yeah, because this team fights. I knew they're going down swinging no matter what. No matter what, this Marlins team fights. And I love that about them because that's a testament to the guys in that clubhouse. And furthermore, we talk about the trade deadline. Those guys play together. They play together. They want to be part of something special. Kyle Stowers is out here hitting grand slams and statistically outperforming Juan Soto, who's making $700 million and whining because he didn't make the All-Star game. Boo-hoo. We got Stowers. I'll take Kyle Stowers any day of the week. I don't care. I don't. This team, this is how you build a fan base. That's right, Brian. How many people were in attendance today? Close to 30,000, 26,000, something like that? You know what I love seeing? I love seeing all the Yankee fans upset in the crowd. Oh, who are the Marlins? How did we lose to the Marlins? Yeah, the Marlins are playing good baseball. They're the hottest team in baseball. I love this team, man. Coming up next, I'm bringing LMF on the show. We're going to continue reacting to what I think is the best Marlins game in history. And we're going to bring that in the equation of Peter Bendix and why Peter Bendix and his actions at the trade deadline made this possible. That's coming up right after this. And this episode, guys, is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. It's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavors of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or hitting grand slams like Kyle Stowers, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off the course, you're going to need that extra boost to stay sharp and energized. And I'm not much of a golfer. I'm sure some of you guys are, but I might need a 5 Hour Energy after watching that game because that was absolutely electric. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the beverage cart. So if you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that's the number 5hourenergy.com, use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid till September 30th on one order and can't be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. So whether you're meeting up with your friends, you're golfing, or you're watching the Marlins shock the world, Get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-hour energy shots today. And joining the show is LMF. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're reacting to this game. Incredible. The floor is yours.
Look, there comes times in every season that a game makes or breaks your season. And for two teams tonight, it made or break a season. Could be, right? The Miami Marlins did nothing but keep their team together. But that's not nothing. That is something. You said it. I said it. A bunch of other fans said it. Leave the team be. Let them roll. It wasn't about bringing someone in. Look, we're still 7 games out, maybe 6 if the Padres lose tonight. But what we're doing is building something. You can't build from nothing. You keep Sandy, you keep Eddie, you keep Cal, and some people didn't like that. But what you did, you also brought up Troy, and you brought up Jacob Marsee. And today, Jacob Marsee set a tone. He said, you know what? I'm going to walk. I'm going to get on base. I'm going to let someone else like Xavier Edwards bring me in. Look, in 2023, the Miami Marlins did the same thing to the Yankees. We were down by 7 runs in that game, and we came back, scored in the bottom of the ninth, I think, 6 runs and won. That set us on our way to the playoffs. That set us on our way to becoming winners. That brought the team together after the trades of Soler and the trades of Berger. I'm just happy right now. My voice is shot like yours. This is a defining game in the future of this team, and you're a part of it. Everyone watching, every fan, whether you liked us, hated us, no matter what your thoughts were, you're watching history. And history was made tonight as your Miami Marlins came back and beat the $290 million trade-making New York Yankees. This $67 million team just won. Let's get louder.
Cooper, give Stowers the keys to the city. David, I may be a Bendix believer. Let me talk about Peter Bendix for a second. Let me just talk about this. Peter Bendix did not waver at the trade deadline. Everybody expected Sandy to be traded or Edward Cabrera to be traded. One of the two, in my mind, were going to be traded. I went on the show and said, I see a scenario in which both of them get traded. I thought this team was shopping them. And you know what Bendix did? He took all these calls on the phone and he said, nope, we're good. We're not going to trade our stars for pennies on the dollar. We are not going to break apart what we have unless it's something so good. We cannot refuse that. And Peter Bendix showed faith and confidence in the locker room. Isaac Azut from Fish on First, he tweeted out earlier, the vibes are high in the locker room. They love being together. They love playing baseball. If you look at their faces, they have fun. They enjoy this team, this game. And the best part of it, guys, they're winning. They're 53-55. The wild card isn't a crazy notion. I'm saying that right now because there's magic to this team. There's magic to this team. Connor, they deserve to make the playoffs. If they keep playing like this, anything can happen. I'm just saying, you can take all the highest payrolls you want. You can look at the roster from top to bottom. But you got to go out and you got to play the baseball games at the end of the day. That's what you got to do, and the Marlins are doing that. And the way they came back in this game, down in the 7th, they put up 6 runs, blew the lead. Lake Bacher gave up a homer to Volpe, and Volpe's doing his thing, trying to aura farm. Like, okay, Volpe, you've made errors all year. Why don't you sit down? You had a good game, so what? You still lost. Yankees lose. Go Marlins.
Carlos Stanton came into his own home and for the first time ever hit a home run against his former team. A 3-run monster dong tower home run set the tone for what? Nothing, because this team came back and said, not in our home. We were being no-hit, I think, through the 5th inning. The team comes right back and starts scoring runs. This team has heart. There was one person who you had on your show last week that said, if they don't go all in, if they don't spend money, if they don't invite players in, they're showing they want to lose. No. What kind of message will that set to the clubhouse? It set the roster. It set the tone saying, we believe in you. We know you can do this. It doesn't matter if you make $760 million or $17.3 million. We believe in you guys. Now go out and get it done. And this team is going to get it done.
I believe that this team can put together a run. You have the Padres and you have the Reds that I view as the real contenders, because the Giants just sold half their bullpen. The Cardinals sold, and we just took 2 out of 3. I think we're a better team. That we're right there with San Francisco. Let's shock the world. And this game, I'm telling you guys, like, when I was watching it with every single pitch, and the umpire continued to screw the Marlins. He screwed both sides today. He was awful. He should be fined. He should be suspended. That umpire should not umpire ever again in the major leagues. But the Marlins fought through it. They battled. It's the landmark game, AJ, where the run starts. It's the Burger walk-off all over again. Agustin Ramirez hits a dribbler down in front of the plate. That should be an out. Xavier Edwards dashes home. I mean, that's the stuff of movies, guys. This team is so fun. I don't care if you think they should be sellers or buyers or whatever. This is what they are. This is who they are. They're the fighting fish. I absolutely love them.
Did you think, or do you think, that Xavier Edwards was stealing home there? To me, it was so close that it was like he was going no matter what. On that pitch, he was stealing home. That's how it looked to me. I didn't get to watch the replay, but it looked like he was on his way home, no matter what happened on that play.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I just saw I think he was off on first contact. I think when Augustine hit, because the pitch or two before that, he hit a little dribbler to the first base side, almost the exact same kind of play, and Xavier ran home and kind of stopped in front of home plate, and the ump called it foul. So that's the exact same thing. It was as soon as Ramirez makes contact, you're off to the races, and you're going to just dive into home. And so what was crazy is before that, the lineup, it was Pauly, Sanoja, and Marsee. And Sanoja gets the base hit, and Marsee put bat to ball. He grounded out. It is what it is. Sanoja gets another base hit, and then Marsee draws a walk, and then Xavier Edwards, he's going to make contact. He's been striking out a little more often, it felt like, the last couple games. He rips a hit, it gets by the right fielder, and we're in business. And that was the moment I knew the Marlins are winning this team. The Marlins are winning this game. I love it. I love it. LMF, any final thoughts?
Nah, man, let's just celebrate. We're going to win this series. We have 2 more opportunities with Yuri and Eddie on the mound. Are you telling me we can't sweep the Yankees out of South Florida? Much love, everybody. Show up at the ballpark this weekend, and let's get louder. Cheers, all. Let's go.
Let's go. Coming up next, we're going to talk about this wild card race. Do the Marlins have a chance? Because I think they do, and I'm going to tell you why. This game is going to catapult them into even more momentum. That's coming up right after this. I switched hats because this episode is brought to you by Gameday Hue. For Marlins fans like me, this one hits the mark. Gameday Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every professional and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the golf course, or anywhere in between. I love my Marlins hats, but I also love these Gameday Hue hats because it's subtle, it's stylish, and you still rep the team without screaming the Marlins. Although I know the Marlins will be screaming, "Let's go fish," To all the Yankee fans tomorrow, it's not just hats as well. If you like golf, there's a lot of people that love golf. You can have these split shade golf gloves as well. Take them with you to the course or gift them to a dad or a brother or somebody that loves, hitting golf balls. And right now you can hit 15% off with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's GamedayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals, so now's the time to load up. Let your colors talk because colors speak louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com, code MLB15. Let's go, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Remember that Locked On Marlins you can take with you on the go on all the major podcast platforms out there. This live chat is popping right now. We got just so much excitement right now. Thank you, Roberto Gameday Hue, by the way, for the ad read there. The Marlins have a chance to make the playoffs. They do. I don't care what the media says, and nobody should. If you watch the podcast, you understand how optimistic I usually am. And I try to balance that with being realistic and smart. Hey, Jay won $1,200 on Hard Rock Bet. Congratulations, Jay. This team right now, when you look at them as currently constructed, before the deadline, I didn't have a lot of hope that they could make a run because I assumed that they were going to sell. And that's why Peter Bendix deserves so much credit for what he did. Peter Bendix kept the team together. They kept the band together. And they didn't separate. They stayed together. And when you do that, and when you play good baseball, there's something called the Big Mo. Big momentum. And this team is playing like that. Absolutely. We got guys going to the ballpark. Yeah, Marco, tomorrow and Sunday. Let's go. Fill up the place. Make it a packed house. Make it a packed house. You know what I go back to? I think about the Royals last season. The Royals were not supposed to be in the playoffs at all. There was no way anybody expected Kansas City to make the playoffs, knock out the Orioles, and then go on to battle the Yankees in the ALDS. And they did. So why not us? Why not the Marlins? 53 and 55. You have the Padres ahead of you and the Reds. Both weekend games are sold out against the Yankees. You have Yuri Perez pitching. You have Edward Cabrera pitching. Shock the world, sweep the Yanks. AJ says some of those Yankee fans ain't coming anymore. Yeah, you know what they're doing right now, AJ? They're going back to their hotels. They're going back to their houses, and they're in shock. They're going to say, who is Xavier Edwards? Who is Jacob Marsee? I've never heard of Jacob Marsee. Yankees can cope all they want because they just got handed a fat L. The Marlins deserve this win. And all the fans that can be there and show up for this team should do so. Let's take a look here at the current wild card standings, because heading into the day, the Marlins were 7 games out of the wild card. And ahead of them, you had the Padres, who occupy that final spot, the Giants, who are 500, the Cardinals, who are 500, and then the Reds at 58 and 53. So in my mind, it's between the Reds and the Padres and the Marlins, because I think the Marlins, as currently constructed, are playing better baseball and play better together than the Giants do and the Cardinals. Marlins are 6.5 games out of a wild card berth. I'm telling you right now, everything and anything is on the table. Let's talk about Jacob Marsee's debut before we get out of here for the night. Beefcat, Marsee, insane at-bats. On base percentage. So when Jacob Marsee was acquired by the Marlins in the Luis Arias deal, I'll be completely honest with you. I'll be transparent right now. I didn't believe in him as a prospect because I didn't think he was going to hit enough. And the amount that he has grown as a hitter into this season is incredible. He's hitting for power. He's got 14 bombs in 98 games in the minor leagues. He stole 47 bags, and in his major league debut, he ripped the double, and each and every at-bat was professional. It felt like he was a veteran. It felt like he was in the big leagues already for 5 or 6 years. That's what it felt like watching him. The confidence that he has. His eye at the plate. I'm telling you, he took a couple of fastballs with 2 strikes right there. It could have gone either way if the umpire, he was bad all night, but if the umpire called him out, then Marsee is like, oh, it's too close to take. That's what you always hear. Not for Marsee. He has a very acute awareness of the strike zone, and that's going to help him. I think Jacob Marsee is an upgrade over Jesus Sanchez as a baseball player, if everything goes right, and that's nothing against Jesus Sanchez. But when you traded Sanchez, that opened the door for Marsee. Marsee had nothing left to prove in AAA. Jesus Sanchez isn't fast in the outfield. Marsee is. He flies. This and that was such a great debut for a player that was stepping into a major league ballpark and playing in a major league game for the first time. You don't think the nerves were going to be racing? This dude, his whole family's there. He's going from minor league baseball to the major leagues, gets to the show, and is in an instant classic and the best non-playoff game ever, Lizzie. I absolutely agree with that. To me, that felt like 2023. ACAL, Jesus Sanchez would have swung at every pitch. I'm sorry, we love Jeezy, we love Sanchi, but it's true. It's true. That's what Sanchez did. He would swing at everything. And I Marsee is disciplined. That's a disciplined hitter right there. Thanks, Bendix, for not trading Sandy and Edward for 2 outfielders. Good karma. Marsee's legit. Bendix didn't sell low. He stayed the course. And that's what this team is going to do. I did see what happened today with Sanchez. So, Jesus Sanchez today gets a base hit in his first at-bat with Houston, and they tried to pick him off at first base. He decides, I'm going to go from first to third, and he got thrown out at third instead of just taking the one base. Another mental error from Sanchez. This game felt like a World Series. It did. When I tell you guys, I was sitting here, and when the Marlins started coming back, I started to feel it. I said, we might have something. We might be able to come back. You never know, especially when you're down 6 runs. But then they did. And Kyle Stowers shock them all. Grand slam to the opposite field. It felt like the Mason Miller pitch all over again. Joe Mack is going to be the final piece since they need to replace Fortes. Here's the issue with Joe Mack coming up right now. I don't think the Marlins want to get rid of Agustin Ramirez behind the plate, and that's something I disagree with. As much as I love this team, there's still things that I don't agree with, and that's one of them. The other thing is the bullpen management tonight. Lake Bacher and Anthony Bender in the 8th and 9th. When you had Enriquez there, it felt odd. It didn't feel like that the bullpen usage was optimized to what it can be. And that will be interesting to see if that question was addressed in the post-game presser or not. LMF says that he did great tonight at framing. Augustine did, but the issue was he can't throw anybody out. It felt like the Yankees were just running wild. I get what they're trying to do because Augustine, the most value he will have is at catcher, but the value's in his bat, like we saw tonight. What did he do tonight? Tied up the game or gave the Marlins the lead late in the 7th. That call by Kyle Seelaf was actually electric. That was electric. This team's awesome. I'm on here. I'm on board with it. I'm on board with Peter Bendix. I think he's earned confidence. The fan base should be confident in what he's bringing and what he's doing. He didn't sell low on Cabrera. He didn't sell low on Sandy. Sandy says, I love being a Marlin. He didn't want to get traded. Sandy's a Marlin, and you know what? I think that momentum and that joy that he has for being here in Miami, that's going to carry him the rest of the way. Let's get louder, LMF. I'm feeling awesome. Marlins fans all over should be feeling awesome. Kyle's done such a fantastic job already. He's a great announcer. Jack McMullen's a great announcer. I can't wait for tomorrow's game already. All day today. I'm going to wrap it up with this. All day, I was thinking about this game. Marlins and Yankees. 52 and 55. We have an opportunity to climb towards the wild card. And it started tonight. And it was a punch to the gut when we were down 6-0. And they responded. They came back and they won. Let's do it again tomorrow. I can't wait to watch the game. Thank you guys for watching. As always, guys, stay safe, stay locked on, and let's go fish.